Welcome to Scene Stealers, a podcast with me, Tobias Turley.
And me, Henry Calvert.
This is a podcast delving into everything stage and screen. That is a good movie.
I completely disagree with that statement. We'll cover the latest news, gossip, and everything in between. Sometimes featuring some very special guests. Kermit the Frog, okay. And sometimes it'll just be us.
We'll play some games, we'll answer your questions, and we'll have a good old time doing it.
You look like Gonzo. How dare you?
That is the stupidest thing you've ever said.
It's always pissing Katy Perry.
Oh, what have I gotten myself into?
See you there. Hello, and welcome back to Scene Stealers with me, Tobias Turley.
And me, Henry Calvert.
Today, we are diving into everything Disney.
Disney, D23.
Exactly.
If I sound or look slightly exhausted, that's because I have literally just gotten off the plane from Los Angeles, where I was at D23.
I was not, but I have.
But I brought Tobias a souvenir.
I feel included.
Exactly.
So yes, we'll be covering everything that came out at the convention, the big news.
Yeah. Everything studios, parks
studios,
as well. Many exciting announcements came this weekend from the world of Disney. So whether you're a fan of Disney screen, stage, parks, whatever, merchandising, I even got to see some merch. I brought Tobias a souvenir. We will be delving into all of it. And I think starting first, should we go into the studios announcements? Big news from the studios. And for studios, I think I'm going to
I have
pass it on to Mr.
so much
Turley.
written down here. So I can't wait to get your opinion on all of this.
Go on.
So many announcements.
Unreal amounts of announcements.
And I'm excited for 40% of them.
I'd say I am excited for a lot of them. I think the atmosphere, being in the room, not to rub it in, but being there made me very excited. I think if I was watching it at home, I'd be less so.
There was, the one for me that got me most excited.
Yeah.
Is Incredibles 3.
I agree.
My God!
I wasn't huge on Incredibles 2. I thought Incredibles 2 was like fine. It was all right.
The Incredibles, the original, is a movie I remember so vividly loving from my childhood. So even though Incredibles 2 wasn't the best, I think as a legacy sequel, it was still quite good.
Yeah.
In comparison to like Finding Dory.
Yeah, I think it was good, and there were some really good themes in there. You know, like the first film is about Bob like going out on his own and refinding himself, and the second one kind of flips that on his head, and it's with Helen.
Yeah.
And it was. I think there were some really good themes that were touched on in it. They weren't just explored fully enough for me.
Yeah, but I think with a family of superheroes like that, it's hard not to have a good time.
Yes, I agree. Which is why I think 3 is a. Elastigirl, yeah. Hopefully we get a better villain this time, I think. Because I think Syndrome was phenomenal.
So good.
Also, I only learned recently that Syndrome is voiced by the same guy who plays Alvin and the Chipmunks' dad in the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. You know...
I know exactly who you mean. John from the Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Is it John? Is his name John?
Because do you not remember on TikTok recently there was a massive thing about the I Am Him trend with the dude from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Uncle Ian.
Yeah. Your song sucked, Dave. It was Dave. His name's Dave.
Dave.
Your song sucked, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Dave is Syndrome.
I never lose.
Yeah. Uncle Ian, one of the greatest villains of all time.
I loved that trend.
That was hard. But
so
no,
much.
I do hope that Incredibles 3 does bring back a really good villain, because I think the screen slaver was very underwhelming.
I agree, but I think...
But Brad Bird's back. He did do
Brad
2, but Brad Bird is phenomenal. I think Incredibles 2 is like his only film that isn't amazing. Ratatouille,
slaps.
Iron Giant, Incredibles 1.
I think he fully understands animation.
I agree.
And how to do that. Yeah. And he's Edna Mode.
Yeah. And I'm just very keen for them to get Michael Giacchino back to do the score.
Obviously, he's busy at the moment doing Fantastic Four.
He is.
Which that score sounded very good. So this is a very big jump, but that sounded really lovely.
He's good at superhero scores. So I hope they get him back. But that wasn't the only...
This is a very fun story. My friend, one of my best friends, Nate, was in the original cast of Back to the Future musical.
Oh, right.
And different dude.
Okay.
Different composer.
Okay. Okay, that's a great story. Cheers. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying.
Oh God, sorry, different composer. Alan Silvestri. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that's cool though. That's very cool.
Let me tell the story anyway, because I've started it.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Alan Silvestri was there while he was workshopping Back to the Future the musical,
cool.
and he was working away on his laptop. My friend Nate went, "What are you doing?" Like, 'cause they were talking. Like, "What are you working on?" He went, "This is the first draft for the Portals theme from Endgame."
No way.
And he played it to Nate, and Nate was one of the first people ever to hear the
That's cool.
Portals theme.
Good for you, Nate.
How cool is that?
I'm not jealous in the slightest. That's very cool.
You're
Good
not
for
jealous?
Nate. Yeah, no, I am.
You are
I'm
jealous.
incredibly
Okay,
jealous.
you sounded very sincere there.
Yeah. Good for you, Nate. That's great. Not jealous in the slightest. But no, Incredibles 3 was not the only sequel announced. In fact, I think pretty much only sequels were really announced.
I'm looking at my
D23.
thing and it's all sequels.
Yeah.
Elio is a standout.
Elio and Hoppers are like the two.
And I let's come back to Hoppers.
Yeah,
I've got a lot
okay,
to talk to you about
okay.
that. But Elio, I don't have an inch of excitement in my body,
Pretty indifferent towards
Yeah.
that.
which is annoying considering it is the only original.
Yeah,
movie.
I think it's pretty. I think it looks pretty. I think Anika Noni Rose is playing the kid's aunt. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm like pretty certain she came out and said something. Actually, that might have been Mufasa.
We're all over the shop today with our facts.
Yeah. But no, Elio, Pixar's upcoming film, feels like it's been coming out for ages.
I feel like I saw a trailer for it like 4 months ago, right?
But I saw a trailer for it 2 years ago at the last D23.
What?
I don't know. Maybe it got impacted by the strikes.
Right,
or
strike must do.
something.
Right.
But no, I guess it's coming. Can't
It's
say
on the
much.
way.
Yeah, it's about. And then yeah, do we want to talk about Hoppers, another Pixar film?
Let's come back to Hoppers
Okay,
because I've put a lot of effort into Hoppers.
Oh really? Okay.
But the other interesting, exciting ones, I'm really excited for Zootopia 2.
Yeah, Ki Hoi Kwan is voicing a
Gary.
snake in it, Gary.
That's very cool. I did really enjoy the first one.
Yeah.
Great voice cast, really nice themes.
Yeah.
The animation was great.
Mm-hmm. I think the only thing that let it down for me was that the twist villain was absolutely terrible, and it was like
The sheep?
The
Or
sheep,
whatever it was, her name was.
Yeah, the sheep. Exactly, really memorable character.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was in the phase of Disney where like everything they had Hans, they had that was his mistake guy in Big Hero 6. They had
I love that film.
Mayweather, I think the sheep's called.
Yeah, maybe that sounds about right. But I'm excited to see what they do with that. Obviously, we know very little at the moment, but I do really enjoy that world, so I'm excited to see.
We saw a snippet of it. We saw a little scene of Judy and Nick going to some like a swamp biome, I guess, where like the aquatic mammals lived.
Got ya.
Because they were trying to find out more information about this Ki Hoi Kwan's character, Gary. And yeah, the humor in that was really good. The animation was vibrant, and the characters' designs were like nice.
Right.
And so yeah, no, I think Zootopia 2 will be a winner.
I think it'll do very well at the
Yeah,
box
it
office.
definitely will do very well.
Oh my god! But then I guess to not linger too long, we've also got talking sequels. We have Mufasa: The Lion King, Moana 2, Freakier Friday,
Toy Story 5.
Toy Story 5, Frozen 3 and 4, Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Yeah.
God, make an original movie.
Exactly.
God.
I don't know. Toy Story 5 was one which, like, to me, that feels the most unnecessary.
Don't get me wrong, I will watch it. Of course I'll watch it.
I mean,
I love the Toy
everybody
Story.
will go watch
The
it.
first toys I ever had, well, not ever, but from a very young age, I had a Woody and a Buzz.
Yeah.
And on one foot, on both of them, it said Andy. On the other foot, it said Toby.
I had a Woody that said Andy and Henry. Oh, that's cute.
We should bring him in. My mum asked if she wanted me to send, if she wanted.
Please,
Hello?
please,
She wanted to send them up.
Send them.
I'll get her to bring him up. But the Toy Story 5 will see the kids battling electronics.
Yeah, the toys versus
electronics are gonna win, babe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Toys versus phones. I don't know. There's a screen grab. Or some concept
They're at the
art.
edge of the bed.
They're at the edge of the bed, and Bonnie, it looks like, is under the covers on an iPad. Or
I saw a picture I saw a meme, and it was like, I hate this Bonnie girl, bro.
Yeah.
Because one, she takes the toys away from Andy, and two, she abandons them for her iPad.
Yeah.
What a bitch. And I was like,
I
you know
agree.
what? Andy never would have done that.
No, he wouldn't have. But I do think this. Everybody's like, "Oh, great Toy Story," but for me, I'm like, what story is there left to tell here?
There's not. I think the only reason they are doing it is because they know it will make money. And I mean, that can be said for a lot of these. But people will enjoy it, and it's hard to say that it's pointless making this movie, because it's not pointless. People will enjoy it, people will watch it.
I think Toy Story 4 was a push, because everybody viewed Toy Story 3 as like the end to this brilliant trilogy.
It was a brilliant end.
And then you kind of like... They were like, okay, but that's the end of Andy's story. I'm like, Andy wasn't really a character anyway. But, like, that was Andy's story. And then Toy Story 4 was, like, the end of Woody's. But now you're bringing him back for Toy Story 5. And I'm like, but isn't Woody off, like, saving toys with Bo Peep? Like,
yeah.
How's he going to get right back into it?
Oh,
like,
God. I mean...
I don't know. It just feels a bit...
I mean, Pixar know a lot better than I do.
Yeah,
but I just think it tarnishes the first. Yeah. It tarnishes the franchise of Toy Story.
I think so. But Pete Docter obviously loves a sequel, and given the recent success of Inside Out 2, which is now the highest grossing animated film ever, like, they're just going to keep doing this. And, you know, Elio won't do as well, and neither will Hoppers, and that will just reaffirm that they'll just keep doing sequels.
I guess so. Not a sequel, but a new remake, a live-action Lilo and Stitch is in the works. Yeah, which I think he looks great.
I think the character design looks good. I never really grew up with Lilo and Stitch. I think I only watched it for the first time.
Yeah, neither did I. But he looks cute.
It does look cute. And I guess on the subject of live action, even though it's not live action, we do have Mufasa as well. Which
the trailer looks whack. I don't get why they're wanting to do these live action yet still animated features. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I know The Jungle Book did well, and The Lion King did well money-wise.
But the Mufasa is because The Lion King did so well financially. But I think from the trailer and the snippets that they showed us, we were in this Honda Center. It was like a sports stadium. Mm-hmm. And they said, okay, and for our final announcement, we've got Mufasa. I was like, I'm leaving. I was like, I'm gone. Because otherwise it's going to be an absolute mare getting out of here. So I watched the trailer and like half of the song that they showed. And then I left because I was like, I hate this anyway.
That song looked rubbish.
It's called I've Always Wanted a Brother. Yeah. It's written by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, that's why.
But it's really... these lines are like too British. I don't know how to describe it, but like I know Jeremy Irons is Scar. No, he's not. Chiwetel
Ejiofor.
Yeah, he's Scar in the live action, but these lions are like really British children, and it just sounds wrong.
That's what it just sounded like. The voices didn't match the animation.
They also just look too uncanny. Like if they're going to do this, these lions can't animate. They can't really emote because they're just real life lions. But I'm sure Mufasa will do well at the box office, and like, yeah, great, we'll keep getting these weird live action remakes. But yeah, on the subject of CG live action combos, Avatar 3, Fire and Ash.
I've still not seen Shape of Water.
Way of Water.
That's the one. Sorry, Ed Sheeran's.
I'm
in love with the shape of water.
Water.
Sorry, yes. I've not seen it because... Well, I always say I don't have 3 hours to watch a movie, but I've actually watched quite a few long movies this week, so I should find a time for it, but I was never that fussed with the first Avatar.
I think Way of Water's brilliant.
Really?
I saw it a couple of times in like IMAX 3D, and it was just
Fine, I'll watch it.
mind-blowing.
Fine.
Yeah, and especially before Fire and Ash. Fire and Ash seems to be taking a much darker route than the first two films.
2026 for that one?
Yeah.
I mean, I am excited for it, and I will watch it because James Cameron's written like the first 4, right?
Yeah.
He's had those in the bank now, and so he's had so much time to perfect them and make them what he wants to be. So they must be at a certain level where James Cameron's like, yep, this is good. This is good to
go. I think so, and we're getting more Na'vi cultures. We're getting to see more of Pandora. No, I'm really looking forward to it, and the kind of the villain characters that they showed as concept art of is like looks really intimidating.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna watch. No,
good
soon.
Do because they're fun. And then I guess we're on to. Well, before we go on to Marvel...
Yeah, let me do Hoppers quickly. Yes. Because... So I was looking into Hoppers, and obviously it's about being able to speak to your animals, and like there's technology where like you can put yourself in their brain and talk to them. And I was like, okay, whatever. And like the animation will be good. It's Pixar, obviously it'll be good. It'll be a heartwarming story, of course it will. But what I want to talk about is the director, Daniel Chong.
Go on.
I was like, I've never heard of this guy. So I'm going to look into him. On Letterboxd, he has directed one film.
Yes.
We Bear Bears.
We Bear Bears.
Barebears.
Okay.
Not going to watch it. Doesn't look good. But he's also been the writer for 3 movies, which I watched yesterday.
I know exactly what you're going to say. I've seen your letterbox. Why have you put yourself through this?
Air Mater, Mater Private Eye, and Moon Mater, Cars Toons. And my lord, I think they totaled at a 16-minute watch time. I hated those 16 minutes.
And he was the writer on them.
And he was the writer.
Well, and this is gonna be great. We don't know if he's the writer.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like it.
Is he?
No, he's just the director.
Just the director.
Just the director.
Right, okay.
So Air Mater is a quick tale about Mater who finds his way onto an airfield, and he comes across a plane that goes, "I can teach anyone to fly." And Mater goes, "Well, teach me how to fly." And then he does, and then Mater's just flying around, and he joins the Cars versions of the Red Arrows. Is that what they're called?
Right. Okay.
And that is that. Oh, and then he starts to crash, falling down, and then Lightning McQueen, who's voiced by a different guy, goes, "Well, what did you do?" And Mater went, "You not remember? Air Lightning McQueen." And then it just goes, ka-chow! And Lightning McQueen scoops across, picks him up from the sky, and drops him down. Rubbish. Mater Private Eye takes a neo-noir detective style
view of Mater.
Yeah. And he's this private detective, looking into the disappearance of a car.
I think I've seen these.
Just as shit. Moon Mater.
Who okays this?
I don't know. Who looks at this and goes, gold mine.
That's what we're going to invest our money into.
And then, sorry, I'll be quick. Moon Mater, he becomes a space engineer to rescue another pickup truck from space. And the worst thing about it is that all of these cartoons start with like a 30-second logos, and then it goes into the Cars world, and this big wooden thing lifts up, and Mater drives forward, and he goes, and I've written it down because I don't want to screw it up. Where did I write it? Oh, he goes, "If I'm lying, I'm crying.
If I'm lying, I'm crying.
If I'm lying, I'm crying." What does that mean?
I think that means if he's lying about the story, then he's crying.
Oh, shut up.
So he's saying that these are... In fact, I think I have watched these, and these are dubbed Mater's Tall Tales, I think.
Oh.
I think I had a DVD called Mater's Tall Tales when I was a kid.
Yeah, they came out in like 2011.
I believe the implication is that Mater's making these stories up. However, Mater is a liar.
Yeah.
Because he's going, if I'm lying, I'm crying. Like he knows he's lying, but he's trying to make you believe that he's not. Believe his bullshit.
That's too deep for these 6-minute
For these
shorts.
6-minute shorts where we see May to become a private
So,
detective.
Those do not put me in high stead for
Hot
Daniel
Boots.
Chong, but who knows? It's 2026.
I don't know. We saw
years.
there's a trailer or like a teaser thing for it, which I thought was kind of funny, and the animation looked all right. The animation looked a bit different for Pixar. Like the character designs like stood out a bit.
Yeah, they look slightly different.
Yeah, which I think is cool. It reminded me a bit of Mitchells and the Machines.
I love that movie.
Great film.
Great
really
movie.
good style.
Great movie.
So if they're taking some,
That's from the Into the Spider-Verse.
yeah, I think it's Sony Animation.
Yeah,
that
it
did
is,
that. But yeah, if they're taking some inspiration from that kind of sketchy,
I'll look forward to that. I'll look forward to that.
Um,
But then I guess actually there is a little bit of theatre news from
Yes.
D23.
big theatre. Well,
The London production of Frozen has had a pro shoot and will be coming to Disney Plus next year.
and also going to Broadway.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, brilliant! I didn't know that.
yeah, going to Broadway, and I believe Samantha Barks is transferring with it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
She's incredible.
She was on my plane on the
Was
way
she?
out. I was so close to going and saying hi. I believe you're familiar with my friend Tobias.
I need to speak to her. I've not spoken to her in ages.
However, I think we both looked very tired.
Yeah, I bet you were
thought,
knackered.
I thought against that. Also on my plane was the lady who plays Whitney Houston in the Whitney Houston biopic.
I've not seen it.
Naomi Watts. No, not Naomi
yeah.
Watts. Naomi.
Campbell?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
only
Anyway,
in the movie.
Whitney Houston from I Want to Dance with Somebody biopic was on my plane as well. But yeah, Sam Barks transferring with Frozen to Broadway, I believe.
I love that for her.
And then we also got the news that, which we already knew,
Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
Which
But I spoiled that a week ago, so.
yeah, which I think is coming to both West End or the workshops in London. And
I believe it's workshopping in London, and then the West End premiere did get announced today, like saying that it
Right.
will be coming to the West End.
Yeah.
Don't know where just yet or when, but I mean it's definitely been
Yeah.
confirmed. So
We had that. We had also the news that we already knew that Hercules was.
yeah,
And
that
Hercules.
performance looked great.
Muses.
Muses.
It was good. It was good. They also announced that Hercules is going to be the on one of the. No, they didn't. They announced that Moana is going to be the stage show on one of the cruises. Because they announced like they haven't announced loads of new cruise lines, and they also announced that Moana was going to be.
They
one
do
of their stage
Tangled
shows.
on one of the cruise lines, I believe, and I would love to see that musical
Yeah.
come off.
Apparently for Takar, like the fire monster
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Moana, they've got this like huge puppet thing that they've never
Very
like, built
cool.
before, and so
Very cool.
that's also a bit of stagey-esque news.
Stagey news.
But outside of that, the theatre news was pretty slim.
Yeah, not much this week at all.
No.
But I also think for this episode we'll just focus on
Disney,
D23 and Marvel and
But outside of the Disney animation and of course the theatre, we need to hit Star Wars and Marvel. I guess
yes.
I could take Star Wars.
yeah, take it away, my friend.
Star Wars, what did we get? We started things off with Skeleton Crew. We got a full trailer for Skeleton Crew, which looks quite cool. I like that they're drawing inspiration from like 80s coming of age stories. I think the kid actors look kind of ropey.
Is Skeleton Crew something I should watch?
I'll watch it. I'll watch the first 3 episodes. Like I always give them.
Is
the
this
first
season
3
2, right?
No, this is season 1.
Oh,
This
gotcha.
is season 1. However, there is Andor season 2 that's coming out.
Yes, that's what I'm
And we
getting
got a
confused
trailer for that. Now, Andor season 1, widely considered very good. I struggled with the first few episodes. I found it so boring. But then I was like really ill last year. I was
you
just
finish it off?
bedbound, and I was like, I'm gonna watch all of this. And I'm so glad that I did.
Okay.
Andor has it's probably some of the best Star Wars content to come out in recent
What
years.
do you need to watch before Andor to understand it, or do you not need to?
Nothing. You need to have kind of like just a basic understanding of what the Empire is.
Yeah.
Because this takes place before Rogue One. So Cassian Andor is a character that
Got ya.
appears in Rogue One.
I watched Rogue One recently, actually. I enjoyed that.
However, this is like a few years before then.
Yeah, okay.
Season 2's coming out. Still directed, written by Tony Gilroy, who did the Bourne films. So I'm sure that'll still be brilliant. We didn't get much news on the upcoming films, the Daisy Ridley film, the Dave Filoni Mando film. We got a name for it. We got the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah. I feel like we knew that now, no?
I don't know if it was confirmed.
But I feel like there was rumors.
Yeah. So that was cool to get. Star Wars again, like pretty thin on the ground news wise. But Marvel, again, it wasn't anything really new.
Yeah, I guess most Marvel stuff came out the week before at San Diego, didn't it?
We got a thing for Agatha.
All along.
They came out and sung a song from it.
I liked your videos. Like, that's Patti LuPone.
No, that's Patti LuPone was there. I don't know how much money they must be paying her to do press for this show.
Bank.
She won't give a shit.
No.
She doesn't care. She's never watched a Marvel film in her life. But yeah, she'll take the money out, I guess.
Yeah.
Agatha, we got a trailer for Ironheart.
Did you? I've not seen that.
Yeah, that looks okay. The tone was actually kind of good. I was expecting it to be terrible.
It's Ryan Coogler, right?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know if he directs it. I think he produces it.
Got you.
But yeah, Anthony Ramos is in it as the Hood, I think is the character's name.
The Hood.
Yeah.
Oh, nice character.
So yeah, I mean,
he's
the trailer
in
looks
everything
good.
at the moment. Anthony Ramos.
He's
MT, man.
Yeah, they're
he's
trying
an
to
MT
make him a
dude. Come
thing.
on.
I'll never forgive him.
For what?
He cheated on Jasmine Cephas Jones. He cheated on his wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
No bueno.
And also Jasmine Cephas Jones is
Fit.
Just wonderful. But yeah, we had that, Agatha, and then hang on, my brain's just farted.
I want to double check if he is playing the Hood because
I am almost
like
certain he's playing the Hood.
Oh, you okay.
We got a little snippet of Daredevil Born Again, which I got very excited for.
I saw that online. I'm choosing not to watch it because I just want to go in raw.
I will say
I'm so excited
that I don't know if it was a slip up or if they purposefully said it, but Kevin Feige referred to it as season 1.
So multiple series implied.
Yeah, I think so. He was like, and this is Daredevil Born Again season 1. I was like, okay.
Freudian slip there.
Okay, that's exciting.
What does that mean, Freudian slip?
I don't know. I think it's something like that, or I think it's like when you call your current girlfriend your ex-girlfriend's name.
Maybe I don't know. Okay, moving on.
Let us know in the comments. But no, the Marvel news was very loose on the ground as well. It was all very just covering stuff that we already knew, and fair enough.
Yeah.
But I would like to.
Sorry.
Go on.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
I would like to cover some other important announcements that I think people, our audience would probably like.
Okay, go.
You strike me as the kind of audience would like it. You're gonna cut that out. You would strike me as the kind of audience that would like Disney Parks news as well, because we're all big fans of the Disney products and the studios and the films and stuff, and the parks are absolutely wonderful.
I've only ever been once.
Well, you've got to go again. I got taken out. I want to take a second and thank the Disney Parks team for taking me out there. I had a great time.
Hi, Disney Parks team.
Yeah, I got to go into the parks a couple of times for 2 days and explore DCA and Disneyland, and it was amazing. We got to go into the Disney Experiences Showcase panel, which I would say was infinitely better than the studio showcase one.
Really?
There was so much announced there, and it was paced so brilliantly. Whereas studios was a lot of, it's a sequel, here's stuff you already know, here's a snippet of something that we've already told you about. Mm-hmm. The showcases thing was very much like, okay, we've mentioned we might be doing this years ago. Now we actually are. This is when it's coming. We boom. Here's Pentatonics. Here's Darren Criss and Skylar Astin. Here's Meghan Trainor. Billy Crystal came out and sang If I Wouldn't Have You. If I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. So cool. And the atmosphere was palpable in the Experiences Showcase. It was phenomenal. And they announced some big things, such as Magic Kingdom in Florida, which is like the the main, I guess, when you think of Disney World, you think of this land, like with the castle. So you got Fantasyland, Frontierland, Adventureland, and Tomorrowland, and they're adding a Villains Land.
Yes,
The art that they've shown looks very like Maleficent inspired. You know, purple.
Of course, like she's like the main
green
one, isn't she? Like,
yeah. So that's very exciting.
Who's your favorite Disney villain?
Oh, Hades or Scar.
Those are two very good picks. I also love. I was gonna say Scar, but also, and his name's slipping me. The one from Princess and the Frog.
Oh, Dr. Facilier.
I got friends on the other side.
Voiced by Keith David.
Yeah.
Dr. Facilier is very cool. I like Ratigan as well from The Great Mouse Detective.
Okay.
He's very cool. But yeah, Villains Land. Hopefully, we'll get appearances by all of them.
That'd be really cool.
We're also getting Disneyland Paris closer to home. We already knew we were getting a Frozen and Arendelle, I guess. However, they announced it. I think that's coming in 2026. And they're also adding a Lion King area.
Ooh.
Adding a Pride Land area inspired by the original film. And there's like a log flume water ride that comes out of Pride Rock. Looked really cool.
That's very cool. I didn't see that. That's very cool.
So that was Paris. And then going back to California, they're adding a Pandora. They're adding an Avatar Land in DCA, which is great because DCA is probably one of the smallest parks. Yeah. But it's going to be different to the one in Florida. Different rides, different aesthetic, everything, as if it's like a different biome in Pandora, which is very cool. And then, there was another one for Florida. We're getting the Monsters Inc.
That one was cool.
In Florida in Hollywood Studios, a Monstropolis, featuring Disney's first ever suspended roller coaster. So like when you hang down.
And it's like I saw them describe it as like flying with the doors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was a model in the experiences, the Imagineering booth, like going through like everything. It looks so cool.
Very cool.
And then the final one is for Epcot in Florida. Lots of Florida stuff. And that is that in one of the pavilions in Epcot, they are adding an Encanto ride similar to like Haunted Mansion, but it's Casita from Encanto, which will just be lovely. And then they're also adding an Indiana Jones ride at Epcot, which will be very, very cool. But yeah, that's my parks bit.
Well, that's good news for the parks. Not great. That I've ever been.
We'll have to get Scene Stealers Disney
We'll have to rectify that
at some point.
I would love that. I'm still a massive kid at heart.
Oh well, this is why we're doing this.
I want to meet Mickey.
Exactly. I met Ahsoka, my favorite Star Wars character, and I about melted. I don't know how to interact with the characters. I'm always like, hello. Is it all right if we get a picture? Like, do you mind if we get a picture? As if
that's their job.
As if they're gonna say no. No, sorry, kid. No, you're not allowed.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. No, the characters are really cool, and the end of the evening, like fireworks displays and the spectaculars are all like wonderful.
You've had a pretty cool 2 weeks, man.
My past, I am when I tell you that I'm knackered, I feel.
I'll take over from here then.
Broken. Yeah, no, we'll switch for a week. For a week.
That's a lot of the news from D23. Obviously, we've not covered it all, but we've covered what we think are the main parts.
Yeah, I think that's the majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're gonna stick on the Disney-esque, and I think we need to briefly touch on Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, it's been
like a couple weeks now
since it's released, something like that.
It is en route to becoming the highest grossing rated R movie of all time. It crossed $1 billion at the box office.
What's it got to beat? Do we know?
I know. Can you pick it out? What?
Maybe is it Deadpool 1?
No, it's Joker.
Oh, okay.
Joker was was sat on about 1,050,000,000.
Okay.
Or like 79 million, and Deadpool 3 is on like 1,050,000,000 right now.
Right. Okay.
So it's very close, and it definitely will overtake at some point. But I want to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine at the moment because it is probably one of the biggest releases of the year.
Yeah.
And I had a really great time with it. I think me and 3 of my friends went to watch it, and I got the popcorn bucket, and my friend got the Deadpool head.
Yeah.
And I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and finally seeing these two characters come together and have it out, and it was just great.
Yeah.
I think I gave it a 4 stars on Letterboxd. Give it 4 stars. I'm scared on rewatch it will go down because I know how much bias there would be in first watch because of the cameos and the whatever and the whatever and the whatever.
See, I gave it 4 on initial viewing. However, I think it did have a very much a sheen on it.
Yeah.
And then on rewatch, I think I moved it to 3.5. I think the thing is with Deadpool and Wolverine, there's that at the heart of it, there is like a really great story there. You've got 2 wonderful characters. There's some great theming. However, there are quite a few. I really don't like the villain. I think that Cassandra Nova is just kind of out of place and not really needed. I think you could have had a very. I don't think she. In a world, in a film where like everyone's insane, like Deadpool's mental, you know, Wolverine's, like everyone's almost a caricature.
Yeah.
I think a villain who's maybe slightly more grounded.
Yeah.
Would have been okay. I don't really like Emma Corrin's performance in it. I think she's doing a bit too much.
I don't mind the performance. I kind of see what you mean. I think it's, again, just another attempt at introducing mutants because obviously she's. Charles Xavier's
sister
twin. But I didn't have an issue. Maybe again on rewatch I might.
Yeah.
But you know, I thought the bits where like her hands were going through the face. Cool visual, that was very cool.
Yeah.
And that was done so well.
That was like sucked straight from the comic book. Like that was I think the music's great in it.
The soundtrack is so good.
Also, in other news, the choir version of Like a Prayer is available officially. They officially released a 3-song EP of like the normal version of Like a Prayer that you could get on Madonna's Borderline album. Don't know. And then there's an epic battle version, the choir version, and they were all brilliant.
Cool. The soundtrack was great. Obviously, Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah.
The greatest show for a millisecond.
And You're the One That I Want is what they battle to in the car. No, and I like the score as well. I think the score's really good.
Yeah. I think, spoiler alert, the cameos were done well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that Gambit especially, I thought that was incredibly cool, and
his accent, man.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant.
God, I don't know how. I think because I've watched X-Men 93 or whatever it's called on Disney Plus, that I was expecting more of that.
Yeah,
and I don't think it was that.
No.
So, I'm gonna make me a name for myself. What is that?
But yeah, he was called Blade.
Blade was done really well.
I don't think it's kind of meant like. I don't think Wesley Snipes is an especially good person.
Well, him and Ryan Reynolds famously did not get along during Blade Trinity.
Mm.
That's why there was a little joke there, like, I never liked you, you never did.
Yeah. I don't like you.
The one that got me the most was Johnny Storm.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. Very cool, because I was not... I think maybe I'm just very easy to manipulate, but they led me in the fact, and I was like, oh, Cap's back, sweet. It's a Cap.
No.
And he was like, flame on! And I was like, yeah!
I actually kind of like those Fantastic Four movies for what they are.
I love them.
For what they are.
I love them as a kid.
That's a laugh. Like, yeah.
So that was really nice to see him rock up.
Yeah.
I think one of the cameos where you like the saber tooth and the toad and
you could even see a Bullseye variant in there. Juggernaut variant, X23.
X23 was really good.
No, I'm glad they didn't go overboard with it, because I think if they did, it would lessen the impact of that in Secret Wars when that eventually happens. I don't know. By that point, I'll probably be sick of all of this.
I'm not reaching that yet. I love it still.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of. To be fair, I did an interview thing at D23, and they were like, "How would you save the MCU?" I'm like, strip it all back. Like, just focus on your writing and your characters, and go away from the multiverse stuff for a bit, which I think is like Daredevil Born Again will really help.
I'm sure Kevin Feige is taking notes.
Yeah, I bet. But this video's got like 500,000 views on this fella's channel, and all the comments are like, "This guy clearly doesn't read comic books. He doesn't understand. This is what they do in the comic books." I'm like, "You clearly don't know me, you fucking cretin." So no. Anyway, that kind of wound me up. But yes, touching on Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, is there anything else?
I just want to do a very quick game with you.
Okay.
We kind of touched on it a second ago. So Deadpool and Wolverine is about to become the highest grossing R-rated film of all time.
Okay.
You've already named Joker. Can you name the top 10 highest grossing rated R films?
Ooh. Okay, number 1, Joker.
Correct. For now.
Joker, followed by Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
I'm then gonna say, oh crikey, there'll be some comedies in there, and is there? Or a lot of them?
There's some comedies.
Or are they mostly action horror?
There's 2 comedies.
It.
Yeah, number 7.
It 2.
Incorrect.
Is that not on there?
No, that's your first strike.
Okay. Let's go with Alien.
Nope.
No? Okay.
There are 2 on here you are not gonna get.
Okay, right. I don't watch horror films, so this could go very wrong. Let's go with crikey. It's hard trying to remember the ratings. Logan.
Correct, number 9. Think about In the Same World.
In the same world, the same Marvel world. Deadpool 1.
Correct, number 5.
Okay. Clue.
One of the biggest films in the last 5 years.
Oppenheimer.
Correct.
What's that? Where's that?
Number 3. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Gosh, it's hard because when you say R-rated, my mind immediately goes to like horror or like really dirty comedy. I wouldn't have thought of like the drama Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So maybe if we go down that route, something like is Gladiator at 15?
Well, it's not on the list.
It's not on the okay.
You're missing a very obvious one.
Really? What from this year?
No, I'd say 18?
2018 R-rated.
You've named the first 2.
The first 2?
Well, you've named...
What are you yapping about? Deadpool 2.
There you go. That's number 4.
That's number 4?
Yeah.
Deadpool 2?
Yeah.
It's number 4.
Top 5 is Deadpool and Wolverine. Well, Joker, Deadpool and Wolverine, Oppenheimer, Deadpool 2, Deadpool.
I would have thought that Deadpool 2 wouldn't have made as much as Deadpool 1.
I think just off the hype of the first one.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That's thrown me.
There's only one more on here you can get. I'd never heard of one of these.
Okay.
I'd never heard of number 8.
What's that one?
Detective Chinatown.
Is that like
It's a
Asian
Chinese
film?
buddy cop film, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, just hit me with the others then.
So number 10 is The Passion of Christ.
Would I have gotten that? Have you seen that?
Of course.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
And then number 6.
Am I going to kick myself for this?
Is The Matrix Reloaded.
I wouldn't have got that at all. A Matrix film is a 15.
Yeah.
Are all the Matrix films 15?
Yeah, probably.
See, I would have thought that maybe Alien or Aliens would have been on there.
Yeah, but I guess back then money wasn't massive.
T2 maybe? Is T2 a 15?
Yeah, but again, like money back then was never crazy compared to now. So that was the top 10 highest grossed. What did I just say?
Grossed? What?
What did I just say? That was the top 10 highest grossing rated R films.
Let us know how you did in the comments.
Great. And then again, I think...
I think speaking of... We've spoken a lot about X-Men and
We've
Deadpool.
got one more little thing.
Got one more little thing. This is the X-Men movies and the X-Men adjacent movies ranked.
Can we just clarify? There's 14. I've got 14.
Yeah, 14.
Ooh, I'm a bit unsure about me rankings now.
There are 14. Let's see how we do. Toby, what is your number 14?
In number 14, I have the New Mutants.
Agreed.
Henry. Awful.
Terrible, useless waste of a film.
The only time I've ever seen Anya Taylor-Joy and I've gone, this is shit.
Yeah, maybe the worst part of the film is their accents. Terrible. What have we got at number 13?
Dark Phoenix.
Agreed again.
Are we?
Tick, tick. Again, dog shit. Your go.
Number 12.
Yeah.
The Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah. Did not like
What?
it.
I think the Wolverine is like really good up until the last like 20 minutes.
Really?
I kind of like it. I think it's quite it's fun. It's samurai. The visuals are really fun.
I'm sorry, no.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say X-Men Origins at number 30.
Well,
at number 12 even.
That's my 11.
Okay, fair enough.
That's my 11. I like the idea, but I think they just did it badly.
Okay,
Did it very badly.
okay. My 11 is Last Stand.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in years, but I even remember
I
as a kid
watched the
not
entire
liking
franchise last year. So these
Yeah.
are all pretty fresh for me. I get that. Last
Yeah.
Stand's not too far off from me. It's actually next. Sorry.
It. Oh, okay.
So at 10 is X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah. At 10, I've got X-Men Apocalypse.
Our lists are very similar right now.
Very similar. There's only a couple, like...
I have a real soft spot for these X-Men films. I don't know what it is. When I first watched the original trilogy, I just adored it.
Yeah.
And so even, I would say like from here upwards, I enjoy.
See, I would say 9 and upwards I like.
So my number 9 is Apocalypse.
Yeah, Apocalypse isn't... Oh, you like that one?
I from here upwards, I enjoy. Yeah.
I'd say there's a distinct gap between Apocalypse, my number 10, which is Apocalypse, and my number 9, which is X-Men 1.
What?
Yeah, X-Men 1 I don't think is... I gave it like 3 out of 5, like 6 out of 10. It's all right.
Grow up.
It's okay.
It's a
It's
good
all right.
movie.
That's
You're-
fine.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I think it's... Yeah, it's fine. It's what it is. What have you got?
At number 8. Wait. Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, my number 8 is Deadpool 2.
I've got Deadpool 2 at number 8.
Let's go.
Well done. Yeah.
So many mics in the way.
I think Deadpool 2 as well is fine.
Yeah. It's a fine sequel.
Yeah.
I
And
hate the kid.
Yeah, I think the stick is... It's... The Deadpool shtick is sticking.
Yep.
And it's...
It's funny.
It's fine.
Number 7.
We're going to disagree on this one.
Yeah. I have X2.
I've got the Wolverine.
You fucking loser.
The Wolverine. I think it's cool. He's a samurai. He's a samurai in the
Number
comics. I wanna see-
7.
I've got it at number 7, which I think is... Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, though. It might be terrible.
It's really bad.
I liked it as a kid.
There's a scene where they're fighting on top of the train, which is quite cool.
Yeah, that's
but-
cool. And I don't like the Silver Samurai bit, and I don't like the Snake Lady.
Yeah, Silver Samurai is a card I use quite a lot in Marvel Snap. Do you play Marvel Snap?
I don't play Marvel Snap.
Oh, you'd really like it.
Oh, really?
I'm addicted to Marvel Snap.
The Marvel Snap, hook me up.
Please.
Yeah, hook us up. We like Marvel Snap.
Give me some
Well,
gold bars
I
and some
could like
boosters
Marvel Snap.
and some variants. Sorry.
Okay.
Love
number
that bit.
6.
I don't know. The original X-Men.
Okay, okay. Higher than me. I've got Deadpool 1.
Okay, I
I've
don't
got
hate
Deadpool
that.
1. I would say everything from Deadpool 1
I think we've got the
onwards.
same top 5 here now, right? I think if I'm doing my calculations.
No. I think from Deadpool onwards, from
Oh, wait.
I really like all these films.
Yeah, I love these films.
Yeah.
At number 5, I have X-Men First Class.
Yeah, I've got X2 at number 5.
Do you?
Yeah, I rewatched X2 like the other night, and I was like, this movie is so fucking cool.
I might rewatch it.
X2 is really cool. I don't know, like, I'd said the best way to describe it is that it's just cool. Like, Charles and Mystique are so bitchy, and not Charles and Mystique, Eric and Mystique are so bitchy, and Eric's so gay, and it's so just fun, and like, I love it. Number 4.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Same, agreed.
I changed it just before we did this. I had Deadpool here. So
Okay.
Deadpool's my number 3. Deadpool Wolverine is my number 4.
Oh, really? Okay, so Deadpool Wolverine's number 3. I've got First Class at number 3.
Nice.
I really rate First Class. It feels very comic
love
booky.
First Class. I think the casting is so good.
Yeah, I think
Michael Fassbender as Magneto.
James McAvoy, even the side character's good. The thing is, First Class was such a great start to a potential series.
Yeah.
And I think First Class could have spawned a really good TV series with them characters in that time period. And it's so sad that they dropped the ball so hard with that. Because it's a really, really good film. Anyway, at number 2...
So what was your number 3?
My number 3 was First.
Got you.
Class.
My number 2 is X-Men Days of Future Past.
Agreed. I've got that at a 9 out of 10 on Letterboxd.
Oh, it's up there. I've given that... I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd.
I think it is the perfect send off to that franchise.
It's so good. If you forget Apocalypse.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. The way it ties everything together, the scene between James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart, like that's so cool to see.
I love Sunspot in that. I
remember watching it. It was one of the first films I remember going to see, like properly remember going to see at the cinema, and we went to the City Screen in York, and I used to journal quite a bit, and I found this old one from when it came out, and all I wrote on this one page was X-Men rocks, because it was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like Bobby Drake has a cool moment, Blink's in it, Bishop's in it.
Bishop's very cool in that film.
Bishop's cool. I wish he had a character, but he's cool.
Kitty Pryde's in it.
Yeah, Halle Berry's back. And it like retcons Last Stand. It retcons like everything that was bad in the previous films is fixed because of that film.
Yeah.
And then they go and fuck it up with
Apocalypse.
Anyway. And
then finally we've both got Logan at number 1. It's
what more can you even say about
so
Logan?
Good.
Yeah, exactly. What more can you say? I don't know.
I think that's a near perfect movie.
Yeah, a wonderful ending to, well, just the X-Men stories in general, and I think it stands on its own brilliantly.
Yeah.
I think Patrick Stewart is unsung like hero of that film. Like he's
Stephen Merchant's quite funny in that as well.
Merchant's good. Richard E. Grant's in it as well, and I like him.
He is.
Daphne Keane. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an all-round great movie. I feel like we could sit and talk about it for ages, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe when they bring the X-Men properly into the MCU, we could do an X-Men specific episode.
Let's do that.
So look forward to that. This has been our kind of D23 Disney episode. I'm really struggling to stay awake because
I'm gonna grab my coffee now.
I've literally just got back from it. And it's been a pleasure talking about it. Lots of fun stuff on the horizon for Disney fans.
Thank you so much for joining us. Find the pod on Instagram at Scene Stealers Podcast.
Hang on. First off, a thank you is in order, methinks, because on our last episode, you got us to number 6 on the Spotify ranking charts for TV and film podcasts.
What? Hell?
Which is obscene. And a sincere thank you to you all for tuning in.
It's the best thing. Thank you so much, everyone.
Off of a couple of episodes, it's amazing to have that level of support.
Yeah, your support means everything. It just means we can keep doing this because we love it.
Exactly.
We love that you love it.
So yeah, let's please do keep that up, and if you enjoy this, I don't know if you can I don't have Spotify.
You can follow on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Follow on Spotify. You can give us a rating if you feel like you can. You can send us a photo of you watching it on Instagram,
Yeah.
Scene Stealers Podcast.
We love seeing that. Whenever you tag us in with you guys watching it and your little reviews, that really brightens my
It's
day.
so surreal to me.
Really, really fun.
But where can they find you, Henry?
You can find me at Henry Calvert, Henry.Calvert, I think, on Instagram. Letterboxd Henry Calvert as well.
Sorry, I was trying to find my TikTok name.
And I'm Henry_Calvert on TikTok, and the podcast is at Scene Stealers Pod, essentially everywhere.
You can find me on Instagram, Tobias_Turley, on TikTok, Toby.Turley, and kind of everywhere if you just type in my name.
But like we say, thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
See you later.